we have a mouse problem in the basement. And so my wife and I, we each asked our mothers, our respective mothers, for mouse traps. Okay? Now she asked her mother, who, being a good, wonderful, loving person, had a live capture mouse trap. Okay? Life. Cake. And I asked my mother, who, being a good and wise person, knows that the only good mouse is a dead mouse, gave us a standard murdering mouse trap. The one that snaps the neck. Took the mouse traps, took both of them, baited both of them with peanut butter, put them close-ish to each other, but separate in the basement, closed the door, went to sleep. Okay? Come downstairs, check the traps. And the live trap has obviously had peanut butter eaten out of it, and it's obvious because the peanut butter level is a little lower and there's mouse poop everywhere. But there's no mouse. No mouse. Obviously a little upset, tiny bit afraid, mostly upset. And then I go to check the killer trap, which, like a boss, was done. Okay? So I take one of my dog's poop bags, put it over one hand like a glove, bag up the mouse, junk. Okay? Taken care of. Run the water, pour soap all over the mouse trap, let it disinfect, run a bunch of hot water, everything's going to be grand. Now, fast forward, I am at the point where I'm resetting mouse traps. And I take the mouse trap out of the sink, put peanut butter on it, reset it. It's super clean. Probably cleaner than when I got it. And I'm okay with that. And I take it and I set it. And I go and look at the other trap, and there's less peanut butter. There's still a mouse inside. It was just hiding. And it's this really tiny mouse hiding off in a spot looking smaller than the little rims that are in the live have a heart trap. What do I do with it at this point? I don't know what to do with the mouse. I don't know what I'm going to do to get rid of it. But I don't necessarily want to kill it. I don't need it to die. I just want it away from us forever. So decide I'm going to walk to the other end of the neighborhood where there's a lake. I'm going to take the mouse, chuck it in the lake, and it's going to swim out and be fine because I'm pretty sure every mouse can swim. And it'll run away and never find its way back. Okay? I'm cool with that. Maybe it bothers a different neighbor of mine, but that doesn't matter to me. I take the mouse trap, but I can't not take my dog. Because if I'm going outside, my dog will lose it if I'm going on a walk without her. And my dog's a beagle. She's adorable. Say hi, Penny. But I take the dog, and we walk over to the lake, and I attach her leash to a sign. I've got a sign there that says no swimming, no trash, no littering, whatever, no fishing in the lake. I have the dog tied up. I put down the trap. I put another bag over my hand, okay, just another one of those poop bags, and I carefully start opening the lid. The mouse bolts diagonally. It's something I didn't expect. It just comes running straight at me and past me. So it's out. It's loose. And I don't want it finding its way back to my house. So I go after it. And the dog sees it. Okay? And she runs until she gets to the end of the line. And she gets right there. And the mouse is here. And she's sniffing at it. Okay, sniffing at the mouse. And I see the dog. I have a great idea. I'll corner it. So I can easily outrun the mouse even if I can't grab it. So I run to the other side of the mouse. So I've got the mouse is between my dog and me. The dog is the end of her line. She can't get to the mouse. And so I'm just kind of corralling the mouse. And so it can only go to the lake. It's got the dog on one side, me on the other side, and the lake in front of it. And that's freedom. Right, so that's what I thought. I thought the lake was freedom. So I'm corralling it, and it decides that the lake is not the way it wants to go. It does not want to go to the lake. It does not want to do any of that. So it decides to go after the weak link, which apparently wasn't me, because it runs right at my dog. This little dog right here, she swats the mouse with her paw. Okay, rolls the mouse over, grabs it, bites it, pins it, puts both her hands on top. It's happy. Okay? And then suddenly starts sniffing around. And I'm looking to make sure that she doesn't eat the thing. And I see the mouse scrambling out from under her. It crawled under my dog. So I go after it. My dog sees it. And my dog pounces and flips it around and goes for it. And my dog's having a great time. So I'm actually start watching, you know. Maybe not the most humane idea, but my dog was bred for these kinds of things. My dog is a scent dog. Beagles were bred for hunting rabbits and foxes and squirrels and rodents and things that are smaller than it, really. Anything smaller than a dog. Who am I to prevent my dog from, fulfilling her destiny, fulfilling her measure of creation? But my dog's not really trying to eat it, just kind of keeps playing with it and flipping it around. And then there comes a point where, my dog's swatted it over and she's looking at it, just watching. And the mouse tumbles over and sits up on his back feet and puts his paws to its face and just kind of cleaning its face. It's just cleaning its head, and I'm like, this is my chance. So I go to reach down with my bag and grab it. The mouse sees me and bolts. The dog sees me trying to take away her toy and grabs the mouse and thrashes it left and right and tosses it the way you see when dogs play with a toy. And the mouse, comes scattering on the ground and makes a run for it. And I go and I reach down and grab it with the bag. In retrospect, it makes perfect sense. But I was not expecting that when I grabbed the mouse with the bag, that it would bite me. And it bit me through the bag. It didn't break the skin. I'm okay. Okay, it didn't break the skin. But I was not ready for that. So I have the mouse in my hand, in the bag, and I go to throw it. I throw it towards the lake, and it doesn't let go. And I fling it this way, and it doesn't come flying out of the bag. And I toss it over, and I fling it, and I'm getting ready to chuck the whole bag in the lake, and I'm like, no littering. So instead, partway through the swing, instead of throwing it out into the lake, I flip it up, and it goes way up. And the mouse runs out. Totally fine. Doesn't even care that it flew up like 50 feet and then came crashing down to the ground. So I grab the bag, and the mouse is not running like it was before. I don't know if it's out of energy. I like to think it had broken legs or something between my dog thrashing it around and it falling after biting me. But it wasn't too hard to catch it a second time. So I catch it, and I fling it into the lake. And it goes, bloop, swim, 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 land. And then it goes to land, and I've watched it, and my dog watched it, and we see it come to land, and it just is like, I'm going to play dead right here. Fine. So me and my dog, we walk off. My dog is sauntering around, all like, I just caught something, I had a great time, we went hunting, she's peeing on everyone's lawns as we pass. She's perfectly content. And all I'm thinking is, that mouse bit me. Now, I have all my shots, pretty sure. I think so anyway. But my OCD just kicks in, and I need to clean every part of me. So I go in the house, I throw away the bag, I throw the trap in the sink, I run hot water with no cold water, and I wash my hands, put soap in my hands, wash it up to the elbows, I do that 3 times in the hot water until I can't feel my fingertips, turn the water off, okay, dry, I'm cool, and then I look down and the trap is still full of poop, So I open the trap, fill it with soap, fill it with hot water, turn the hot water on, wash my hands again, wash it 3 more times. Now, I look over at my dog. She's licking her feet. She's licking her feet. She's licking her feet that she used to swat the mouse. She's licking her feet with that mouth that she used to throw the mouse around and swat the mouse. I can't. I mean, gotta give her a bath. And I'm thinking about my grandmother. My grandmother liked the have-a-heart traps because she wanted to spare mice and rodents that she caught. But maybe she was a wise woman who didn't want to be bit, because whenever she would catch one, she would clip them, the traps, to a string and lower the string carrying the trap underwater in the lake outside her condo and come back for it later. And then the trap would be clean and the mouse would be dead. She would let it go and it would become fish food. Do you think live traps are better or worse than the deadly mouse traps? Let me know if you have any thoughts.